What's something completely normal to be doing at 3 p.m., but extremely weird to be doing at 3 a.m.? Driving an ice cream truck with the music on.
Digging in your backyard.
Mowing the lawn.
Swinging on a swing.
Smiling at a stranger across the street.
Picking your kid up from school. Setting your clock to 3 p.m. Walking out of a school.
Eating a Krabby Patty. Fly a kite. https://youtube.be/xwwm8ndh9ls closing square bracket opening parenthesis https://youtube.be/xwwm8ndh9ls closing parenthesis.
Mowing the fucking lawn, dad.
Playing baseball.
Waiting in line at the bank.
Wash your car.
Knocking on your neighbors. Digging a hole. 1500 nothing to see here, just working in the garden. 3 o'clock dead body.
Sweating profusely, slaving over the perfect lasagna. You will make it perfect this time. And then you'll eat it, all by yourself. As soon as it comes out of the oven.
Arriving early for a meeting at 3:15 p.m. Selling Girl Scout cookies.
Walking my dog. When I was on nights, I'd walk her at night lol. Sometimes I'd wake people up by walking loud or my dog and they'd give me the fuck you doin' eyes. Made me feel like I was doing something illegal. Playing on the playground.
Calling people. Study a ha.
Going for a walk in the park.
Visiting a graveyard.
Flying a kite, it's unwholesome. Hem, roaming the halls of Hogwarts.
Saying it is 3 p.m.
Buying a firearm.
Driving with your headlights off. Lol.
Teaching German irregular verbs to 7th graders. Visiting a friend.
A lemonade stand. Taking a shit at the office unless you work nights then shit away.
Wearing sunglasses.
Summoning a demon. Whenever I do it at 3 p.m. people think I'm cosplaying, but when I do it at 3 a.m. people call the Vatican. Housework. You see someone cleaning a toilet in their home at 3 a.m. and the odds are pretty good that they're on meth.
Knocking at your neighbor's door asking for sugar smirking face.
Going on a hike.
Bouncing on a trampoline in your neighbor's garden.
Going to church.
The dishes. Actually did this once. Wasn't as early as 3 a.m. But a tornado had knocked down our power lines. It's the middle of June. No AC to cool the house. No way to turn on our fans. So it was hot, muggy, and not only could I hear my family moving about in my creaky old house, but I could hear the emergency crews working outside. I couldn't sleep well and I was bored. So I went, screw it, put on my headphones and started doing the dishes.
Taking a short nap.
Feeding the chickens. Swimming in an outdoor pool.
Taking out the trash. Drinking a coffee.
Sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Having lunch.
Cleaning the rain gutters.
Looking for shark teeth in Aurora, NC. Back when doctors had me on Adderall and I thought it was right for me. I had an accounting exam the next day at 8 a.m. and totally thought I could study from 6 to 7 and be good. No. I was not good. Also the exam was in Myrtle Beach, SC. I barely made it back for the exam. Stopped refilling my prescriptions after that. Back in 2012 they gave that ____ out like candy.
Nothing. I hate that our society has these standards. Don't tell me how to live my life. I once had a cop tell me that there was no way I wasn't breaking the law being out walking at 3 a.m. It was summer and it was the best time to go for a long walk. Washing your car in your driveway.
Walking around outside.
Slowly whistling. Mowing your front lawn.
Landscaping is just creepy at night. That time is for manscaping.
Well, ain't this a surprise clock being 2:57 a.m.
Eating shredded cheese. Sitting in Eubank's lobby.
Flying a kite. There's just something about flying a kite at night that is so unwholesome.
Having a Snickers bar 'cause you're kinda hungry. Going to any appointment with clients or doctors or dentists. Taking out money from the bank.
Watching a movie with cinematic surround sound. Living in a semi-detached house. Fuck you, Phil.
Unloading trash into a dumpster.
Lying on a towel on the beach. Being in school.
Mowing the lawn. Taking money out of a bank.
Picking up the kids from school.
Talking to 12-year-olds. Digging a hole in the garden. Going outside. Singing in the kitchen.
Having lunch.
Watching someone you like sleep.
Knocking on doors in the neighborhood to hand out flyers.
Sitting on Santa's lap.
Picking your child up from school.
Walking out of a bank.
Building a sandcastle. Weird, but fun. Grocery shopping.
Eating naked in front of the fridge. Entertaining kids dressed as a clown.
Buying a shovel.
Taking Lil Tim to the candy store.
Vacuuming. Looks at mum.
Being awake as a toddler.
Playing on the equipment at a park or yard work, both would be really creepy to see grimacing face.
Being at school.
Flying a kite.
Trimming a tree with a chainsaw.
Get inside a supermarket.
Digging a hole. Mowing your yard. Digging a hole. Watering your lawn. Cleaning the planters. Masturbating in the window.
Sitting in my office cubicle, working. Presumably the lights would be off and the alarms would be on.
Cooking. I know because my roommate does it at 3 a.m. sometimes lol.
Cutting the grass, naked, with a cold brew.
Blowing bubbles on the street. I have interesting neighbors.
Phoning the boss baby at 3 a.m. Running your vacuum cleaner all over the house. Watching a room full of someone else's children. Am a teacher.
Eating lunch.
Taking an afternoon nap.
Carrying flowers in a cemetery.
Mowing the grass. Washing your car. In fact, if you are doing that at 3 a.m. it's sort of sinister. Like, what are you washing off that truck, Dave?
Anybody else reading this at 3 a.m. right now?
Picking the kids up from school. Philly ice cream trucks are out at all hours. I have a feeling they're not always selling ice cream. We have one in our area that drives around at night with music on. The worst part is that it also has a recording of a little girl going, "Hello," and I shit you not, the minute I heard that coming from behind me I ran home. It's a no from me.
Ice cream trucks creep me out. I'm convinced the one in my neighborhood when I was a teenager was driven by a pedophile. It's the perfect cover job. Van with few windows, designed to attract kids. A freezer big enough to hold a body. My mom always said I was terrified of the one when I was a kid.
There was one of these at my college that would drive around super late at night. When we'd hear it at late parties, I would tell a fake ghost story about the ice cream truck serial murderer who died, and you can still hear the music.
Alaska summers, they drive around until 10 or 11 p.m. since the sun is still up and kids are out of school.
When that happens in my town I always assume that they're selling meth or something. What have you got in the cellar, Herr Klopek?
I'll plant my trees when I damn well please. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonably explanation art. Stop filling my son's head with half-cocked theories. Maybe they're fishermen. They could be out digging for nightcrawlers.
I would not dig but would go into the backyard at night to pull up grass for our dagoos that we had. I am a night owl, so I would clean at night, and cleaning out their cage meant I needed to go get more grass for them. I am sure my neighbors were a tad bit freaked out by me if they saw me doing so. It's just like cold case files. It's just like cold case files. It's just like cold case files. People die every day. Give him a proper burial in an unmarked grave. I think this was the top comment the last time I saw this question was posted. Reddit feels like TV episode reruns these days.
Hey Frank, couldn't help but notice you were mowing the lawn in the middle of the night last night. Huh, that's funny, I don't own a lawn mower. Have you seen my wife?
My ex used to like to mow the lawn at 10 or 11 at night sometimes. We had one of those blade push reel mowers that don't have a motor, so it wasn't loud. But it was still weird. And dark out.
I had a neighbor who used to do his gardening late at night, 11 p.m., wearing a frontal light. When I was a kid we had a neighbor who let his yard get way overgrown. Several people complained, both to the neighbor and the city. City threatened him with a fine if it wasn't done by a certain day. 2 a.m. the morning of, he was out there mowing. People were so happy it was getting cleaned up they were weirdly okay with it.
Unless it's summertime and you live up near the Arctic Circle. Our neighbor's kid did that once. Woke us up, we look out and he's mowing with a flashlight. He was about 18, had been left home alone while his parents were out of town and returned the next day. My husband just stepped outside, got his attention and said no. I weeded my flower beds and watered them at midnight in the summer. It was the coolest part of the day. There's a woman on Extreme Cheapskates, who genuinely completes chores such as hoovering and trimming the trees and gardening in the middle of the night, because it's cheaper for her electricity bill. Her husband and child hated it because they couldn't sleep. If you haven't watched Extreme Cheapskates, give it a watch. It's hilarious and available on YouTube.